Live. It always starts like that. Islam. There I am. All right, peace, y'all. Yeah, there I am. I hope this stays. All right, Islam to the Moors. Islam, peace and love. This is Sister Tahida S. Najee-Ullah L of CalifaMedia.com. Please call me Zara Bay. PurplePaperClip.com, MercyCharities.com, and a few other things. And I'm back, y'all. I actually made it. Um, yeah, I'm here today. I'm gonna keep this short because I'm in a very, very, very hot room, and I don't know how long I can hold out. Islam to those joining on Instagram, and I'm like simulcasting. I know I've been saying I'm simulcasting to YouTube, but this is like the first time I'm actually doing it. Come to find out, simulcast means like, yeah, you're doing both at the same time on the same platform, not recording it for upload later. So this is my first like official YouTube. I don't know if anybody's on it, but I mean, I guess I'm adding something else to my 77 days, trying to work smarter, not harder. So rather than record and upload, why don't I just record as it uploads, right? So today is day 4 of the 77 days of elevation. All right. It began on 7/7/22. That was day 1, where the Moors are being encouraged to do some form of personal cultivation, right, for 77 days. And Allah willing, that personal cultivation will result in some positive outcome that can benefit not only you, but of course your nation, right? Um, in case y'all haven't, if this is your first time viewing me speaking on this subject, my 3 uh what am I missions? I'm gonna call them missions, right? My 3 missions are teaching myself the Spanish guitar, um, or classical guitar, uh, coming on here every transit of the moon. You know, every time the moon transits into a new sign, at least come on it somewhere around it to speak on what's going on and what my observations. And my third one, oh, perfecting sewing techniques, because I run Califa Media, right? And it's all online, which is great. But what am I going to do when the power goes out? If in the event that the power does go out, you know, let's harken back to a couple years ago when Texas had that messed up polar blast thing, and you know, no Bitcoin millionaires that week. It was cash only, and if you don't have cash, what can you do? What can you barter with? That kind of thing. Um, so that's what this 77 days is for. So, what do you like to do? What do you want to do? Right? Um, when I first came on speaking about this, I brought up the 2550 story, where my father used to ask myself and my sister, um, ponder with me if you will. The earth is going to explode in 10 minutes. All right. There is a ship going to salvation. There are 50 seats on this ship. No, there are 25 seats on the ship and 50 people waiting to get on the ship. Why should you be one of those 50 people that gets one of those 25 seats? What do you have that will benefit this new civilization that we're going to over the other 49 people, right? So that's one inspiration for it. And the way that sounds a little threatening, and it also sounds a little pressurizing, right? And people don't usually, they can't really come up with the best ideas under pressure. Some people can, most people can't. So another way that I like to think of it is, it's another question my father posed to me. If everything was taken care of, food, clothing, shelter, you know, your kith and kin are all straight, everything's taken care of, what would you be doing? That's what you need to be doing. All right. So for the next now 73 days, you have a chance to figure out what that is, because it's usually something that you would do for free, right? You wish you could find more time to do it. It's usually a hobby, right? Whatever that is, that's probably what you were sent here to do. So maybe you should do that. You know, like carve out 30 minutes every single day for the next 73 days, and see what you have to show for it at the end of these days. And actually, I'm gonna speak with the other Moors participating, because some Moors are picking it up. You know, And I kind of thought this would happen. Like, yeah, I'm gonna announce it and just be plugging it. But I have a feeling that Moors aren't really gonna find out about it because stuff has to have a chance to populate, so to speak, until we're like well into it. So they, and of course it happened. So it started on the 7th, right? And today is the 10th, 3 days later, or 7th, 8th, 9th, 4 days later, the 10th, right? And I'm starting to see more saying, I'm getting ready to start mine. And I'm like, yes, they started it. And I don't want them to think that, oh, I started late because it started on the 7th. So it's not going to really be 77 days, but at least I'm participating. So I'm going to posit that we borrow what's done during the Eid, the Islamic Al-Islam, their Eid, right? Or a Ramadan, not the Eid, the Ramadan. So if you are a woman of breeding age, there is no way you can complete Ramadan. If you're a healthy woman of breeding age, there is no way you can do the full course of Ramadan because your cycle is going to show up. And you have to take those days. You cannot fast during those days, right? And you're not even allowed to participate in religious observances anyway because you're considered unclean or whatever. So women have to make those days up. And it's permitted. It's allowed. Anybody can do it. Like, you got sick, you were traveling, anything could happen, right? And so that you aren't excluded from doing something or completing a task that you would have gladly completed otherwise, you're permitted to make up those days, right? And so I'm just saying, if you want to participate, you can start today as day one and gone on to the 77 days, right? And I did the math. So this is going from July 7th, 2022, and 77 days later is September 22nd, 2022, right? So maybe we'll have some big blowout or do something special. And then if you want to continue on and finish up, just like they do. Okay, so Ramadan, you didn't get to complete the whole thing. Do what you can. Go to the end, and then after the end, finish those days that you weren't able to finish because of whatever happened, right? So yeah, that's that on that. So if you want to participate, it is definitely not too late. And I'm even one to posit one more thing to help to encourage Moors to participate, because some people are like, if I can't do it right, I don't want to do it at all, which I more than understand. So another thing I would suggest is that it's 77 days of elevation, right? So, and more seem to be catching on, and I kind of thought this would happen, right? So how about we officially started on the 8th day, right? So then the Moors will have 70 days at least of, it's like, okay, 70 days of cultivation. You can do the whole 77, but, we're going to give people a week to get in, that's so to speak, right? Because I don't want anybody to feel like they aren't going to be able to do it to the standard they want to, so they're just not going to participate at all, right? And what's the big deal? So what? Because it's something for us. It's something for the Moors, right? This was set up by, I finally found out where it came from, Brother Sheldon McKenzie L of SakinaMoore.com, and he's at Sakina Moore on Instagram. I asked him, where did he get it from? And he said that he had heard it takes 22 days to break or form a habit. We're Moors, so he said we could do 77. Whoa, not double, not triple. You saying 77, right? Wow. Okay. But he's an Aquarius, they're kind of ruthless. So yeah, I guess that's where it comes from. So yeah, that's where it comes from. That's where he said he got it from. He was gonna do 22, but he's like, I'm gonna do 77, and I'm gonna tell my people about it. And this is the second one. All right. I enjoyed it so much that I decided to just try to make it into a thing, because Moors need things, right? We're an emerging, or I want to say an emerging nation, because I can't even say we're reviving our stuff, because we don't know what our stuff is, because the people who benefit the most from keeping us in a state of amnesia have all our stuff, our records, right? What little bit they didn't destroy. So we can't even accurately revive what we were doing in the past. So we need to start doing some new stuff, right? which is kind of cool. Maybe that's what this was about. I think Bobby Hemmett said it. It was an alchemical process, right? We were taken down to our lowest because he can only achieve the highest heights who has seen the lowest depths, right? So it was an alchemical process. We were at the top. We were acting up. So rather than wait to be destroyed, we took ourselves down, right? And maybe we don't need to be going back to some stuff. I don't want to get off on that, but that's like another conversation, I guess, because I just think about how it is that a lot of us can't trace ourselves past our great grandparent, right? Maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe they were doing something that we don't need to be like trying to bring back, because that might slow us up trying to get back to where we would rather be. So Islam, and thank you to those who are here. This really helps. Again, if y'all don't know why I do this, I realize in this electrified age, we got to do this kind of stuff to get our message out so that other people aren't telling our story for us, right? So for those who are joining me on Instagram, that's why I'm simulcasting to Instagram, because, I give it up to those who are able to sit and speak to a camera with no one there. I tried it. I keep trying it. I just can't do it. I don't understand. Maybe it's the whole Gemini Libra thing I got going on in my chart where, I need some reverberation, that kind of thing, right? But anyway, so that's the thing on the 77 days. Do I want to do announcements? I might as well keep going with announcements, and then maybe I'll do the astrology last. So other announcements. Unity Peace Pipe celebration. Unity Peace Pipe celebration, right? The Moors of Subtemple number 5 in Toronto, Canada, are journeying all the way to New Brunswick to visit the Eel River Bar First Nation, right? They got some Moors up. They have some indigenous people who, what just happened? Something just cut off. I don't know what just happened. I can see my symbol. I hope I'm still live, but if I'm not still live, it'll be on YouTube. Anyway, that's weird. I wonder what just happened. Okay, I don't know what just happened, so hopefully y'all can see me. But like I said, it'll be on YouTube. So the Unity Peace Pipe celebration between the Moors of Toronto, the Subtemple number 5 in Toronto, they're journeying to New Brunswick to visit the Eel River Bar First Nation Moors, right? And Mercy Charities, that's MRCIcharities.org, has taken up a collection for them to help offset some of the expenses, because it's going to be expensive because they're driving, right? And to that end, Califa Media has designed a poster just to announce that they're actually doing something, their activity, and that has now been turned into a T-shirt, and that will be available on. You can go to califamedia.com, Canaanlandmoors.com, or mercycharities.org. I'm gonna try to see what's going on. What's going on with this thing? It says I'm live. Okay. I don't know what's going on. It's not showing me, but it's saying I'm live. I don't know what's going on. This is why I don't like this technology. I'm starting to realize why I have a greater appreciation for how the adults felt as when VCRs first came out. Actually, I'm gonna turn this off and come back in and see what happens. Are you sure you want to end it? No, cancel. Why is it doing this? It's not showing me. No camera? Camera. I don't know why the camera just shut off. All right, whatever. But I'm back. Yeah, I just learned something new. For whatever reason on Instagram, if y'all still here, thank y'all for hanging in. The camera shut off. I didn't do it. I didn't touch it. All right. Technology. But anyway, keeping going, because I don't want to keep y'all too long. I'm sure these will get better as I get used to being on camera. Actually, that leads into the astrology. Let me go ahead and talk about some astrology real quick. So the moon right now is in Sagittarius. And it just a few minutes ago, what time is it? It is now 6:23. So about 21 minutes ago, the moon trined Jupiter in Aries, right? So that should equal some emotional expansion, and it should come pretty easily. So y'all should be starting to feel a little better, because the last few days, that's why I haven't been on here, were kind of rough, because the moon was transiting through Scorpio. And even though that moon was trining not only the sun in Cancer, a water sign, because Scorpio is a water sign, it was also trining Neptune in Pisces, another water sign. But it's the moon in Cancer, or Scorpio. Moon does not like being in Scorpio. It's deep, dark, murky emotions. It's fixed. There's like no escape from it. It's like being in a really deep well. Again, I have 2 daughters, and my oldest one has her moon in Scorpio, and but thank goodness for astrology. Yes, it can be used as therapy. So yeah, I work with her a lot, and I just help her to learn how to ride the waves that come with having a moon in Scorpio. But anyway, like I was saying, I know these presentations will get better as time goes on. And I know I need to do this because of where my moon is, but it's extremely afflicted, right? And the only way to fix it is to do stuff like this. So, I'm feeling great today. Let's do the astrology, right? Because the moon is in Sagittarius, right? Even though the moon doesn't necessarily like being in fire signs, I personally am having a great day because my moon is in Leo. So it's trining my moon. So there's an expansive moon, right? And the ruler of that moon, Jupiter, is in another fire sign, Aries. So that's the dispositor, right? So the way I look at it is like, okay, so I follow the moon because, especially during Cancer season, because the sun is being dictated to by the moon, right? So you can think of the moon as a spotlight, right? And as it travels around the zodiac, right, it's shining like a flashlight shining on a particular subject in your life, right? And as the moon is waxing, as it's growing bigger, the light is getting bigger, right? So it might be something you actually got to do something about, right? It's something coming in. As it's reaches that halfway mark, you know what the halfway mark is, because it's the exact opposite of wherever the sun is at that time. So actually, there's a full moon coming up in a couple of days, right? And then as it wanes, it's also pointing a light at stuff that you need to be getting rid of. And then by the time it goes completely dark, right before it turns new again, what are you supposed to be like? The level of darkness indicates the level of intensity, as far as how urgent it is that you get rid of it, right? And then get to the sign that it's in. So saying that, oh, this is perfect. So the moon is in Sagittarius, a fire sign, right? So I'm feeling amped because it's trining my moon in Leo. This is how I do this stuff. So I was like, yeah, I really, really don't want to do this, right? I really dislike being in front of cameras. I dislike it a great deal, right? I abhor it because I really don't like attention. But you have a moon in Leo. Yeah, and it's exactly conjunct Saturn in Leo, right there at the top of my chart. And Saturn loves being at the top of the chart. So does not the moon. The moon does not like being at the top of the chart. Its ideal place is directly opposite at the very bottom of the chart. The moon likes to be in privacy, right? 4th house is a very private house. Mine is right at the top of the chart, conjuncting Saturn. So I don't like attention like that, right? And then my sun, I'm a Gemini sun. I might as well be a Scorpio because it's in my 8th house, exactly conjunct my Jupiter. So I'm big time private, right? I do not like people seeing my actions, because, okay, sun is action, 8th house is private, and then Jupiter expands anything it touches. So I'm big time private about my actions, right? But again, I know I need to do this kind of stuff because how else are people going to know? And we live in the electrified age. So, having said that, yeah, and camera just went off again. I don't know why my camera keeps shutting off. That's weird. That's weird. Maybe somebody can give me some advice about why that keeps happening. I'm about to wrap this up. I don't know how long I've been on here, but I guess it's been long enough. Thank you to all who joined in. I appreciate you helping me get over my hang up because it really does help. Again, the moon is in Sagittarius. Enjoy it. It'll be there until the full moon on. Let me look over at my calendar. The full moon on the 13th, Wednesday the 13th. So I guess I'll be back here on the 12th to talk about it right before it happens. And it's going to be a full moon in Capricorn. That should be fun. I know I'm looking forward to it because Capricorn gives you physical goods, and it's a full moon. So it's like every single full moon is a harvest, right? So you can check your chart out, see where Capricorn is falling in your chart to see what you got to harvest. Let me see. Capricorn is falling in my fourth. It's falling in my fourth house. I'll have to look into it. So that being said, yeah, enjoy the rest of your Sagittarius moon, right? Get your mission for your 77 days. Let us know. Hashtag 77 days. Hashtag elevation, right? 77 days of Moorish cultivation, right? All the digital assets will be at califamedia.com. And Mercy Charities. That's MRCI charities.org because we're raising money for it. Or we're not raising money for it. And also at copperstock.com where you can get any digital assets in case you don't share it out, right? Especially get the children involved. That's another one. I'm getting my child. I have a oops baby. She's 5 years old. So her thing is she's doing the 101s every single day for 77 days, which reminds me she hasn't done it today. So that's what I'll be doing when I get off here. And that has been recorded by myself, Granshi Kujo Adwo L, and my elder daughter back in 2014. It's on our channel under Moorish Revelry, right? And learn it for yourself because I know the 101s by heart. It's good to know, right? Just something good to know. Yeah. Other than that, enjoy your day. Thank y'all for coming through. Peace and love. And I'll be back in 2.5 days to follow up with the new moon or the full moon in Capricorn. And actually, I think I want to add one more thing because, I like having a full plate. I think I want to add one more thing to my 77 days. If you would like a free chart reading, right? This is like such low-hanging fruit for me. I'm sorry. But if you want to learn how to read your chart, send me your chart at califamedia@gmail.com or editor@califamedia.com. I would love to read charts because I need to get more practice reading charts because my chart is a trip. And based on some positions of some stuff, I can't see it. I for real can't see my chart. And I have a twin sister. I tried to read her chart and I can't see hers either. That'll make more sense if you actually send me your chart and I'll read it on live. You can ask me questions about it because I find that the more people's charts that I do, the more I learn about myself without every single time. It's like transformational every time I do a chart. And I know I need to start doing more. Again, I have Sun conjunct Jupiter in the 8th house. So yeah, I need to be doing some more esoteric and stuff, especially pertaining to astrology. And I see the sun is starting to go down. It's about to get really dark up in here. So I guess this is a good time to get up off this mug. Thank you again to the Moors who came through and those who shall see this again at a later date. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. All that good stuff. And check us out on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere but Twitter. And what's that other one? Twitch? What's the other one? TikTok. Yeah, I'm old. I'm out. Y'all be cool. And thank you again. Peace.